2022 was another huge year for features, ships, and a massive patch delay. But with 3.18 finally in the PTU, it has me looking forward to 2023. It does seem like it is going to be a huge year for Star Citizen. Although at the same time, I feel like we say that every single year. So in this Infinite Alpha, what can we actually expect this year? I'm going to go over what features, ships, and events we can likely expect to hit us this year, 2023. Warning though, this video is likely to be extremely wrong, so make sure you come to my Twitch channel and tell me how all of my opinions are incorrect. I'll see you there. We'll begin with some of the features that CIG themselves seem to be very confident about bringing into the verse. Of course, we're going to be starting with Pyro. This deserted star system, featuring 6 planets in various stages of habitability, is one of the most awaited locations in Star Citizen, doubling up the amount of playable area in the game, as well as adding in the lawless Ruined Station, providing new gameplay for bounty hunters, pirates, traders, and miners alike. As of Citizencon, we actually do have an idea of what these planets look like, with some beautiful looking biomes, settlements, and flora. Pyro for years has always felt 2 years away, but I feel like we're actually in an instance where it feels a lot closer than that. I expect Pyro will probably reach us towards the end of Q3 2023, possibly being released with Citizencon. However, all of that is heavily dependent on our next feature, server meshing. Server meshing is the most important roadblock for a ton of features and locations in Star Citizen, and CIG really seem to be pushing to get this in ASAP sometime in 2023. This is the thing that's going to allow us to simulate hundreds of players playing together with minimal to no impact on performance for people in other areas or around them. It's also something I barely understand, so that description may be completely inaccurate. But there are a couple of things that I do know. Firstly, CIG stated that persistent entity streaming, a feature which is currently on the 3.18 PTU patch cycle, is the largest part of server meshing before we get to that last roadblock. The issue with that is PES has proved to be a bit more of a beast than we might have expected, being delayed about 6 months. But now that it is in PTU, reports are that it's working pretty well. With increasing updates to 3.18, we might see that PES is working better than expected, and hopefully we'll see server meshing come along with Pyro towards the end of Q3 2023. Speaking of features in 3.18, Cargo Refactor just got added. However, it has been added at a very basic state, with a ton of Cargo Refactor features still not on the roadmap. Some of these features we may see as early as Q1 2023 in a 3.19 patch. Let's start with ship tractor beams. Now that we have the ability to move cargo in between cargo grids and salvage hulls, the ability to be able to move large objects using a ship tractor beam has never been more important. Then we will likely see an expansion upon Cargo Refactor with larger SCU boxes. Right now in 3.18 PTU, all we have is the 1 SCU boxes, but we could see larger, possibly up to the 32 SCU boxes that are required for the Hull C. However, this would require the ship tractor beams. I would also not be surprised if by the end of the year we have the ability to unload and load our own cargo, which to some people sounds absolutely boring. However, having all of these features, plus server meshing and Pyro and whatever else may come, may make it an absolutely insane year. So we may see maybe half of these. As I said though, I do expect we will see something from here probably in 3.19 in Q1 2023. Another thing that we should be expecting in 2023 is better performance, higher frames. The Gen 12 renderer has now been activated in Star Citizen, and with further improvements, we should see some big performance increases. This means that finally, comments on my TikTok will no longer be about how you need a $5,000 computer to play this game, which already isn't true, but we're not going to get into it. One thing I love doing in Star Citizen is bunker running. So when CIG announced that we were going to be getting much better bunkers with larger rooms and more missions, I was ecstatic. And from what we can tell, it seems a lot further along than we might originally think. Usually when a feature like this comes out, we'll get one test location to use as an example. similar to how we got the Reclaimer wreck for Derelicts. So because of this, I expect we'll see probably 1 or 2 of these new larger bunkers by the end of the year, most likely in a Q3 or Q4 patch. As work continues on Squadron 42, there's a bunch of features in that are probably going to get ported over. Of these features, like the new EVA, the new Mobi-Glass, or the new interaction system, the one that I think is most likely to hit us during this year is probably hacking. In a similar way that we received hull stripping for salvage in the PU, I think we'll see some sort of element of hacking that you wouldn't really consider tier 0, but still not the full breadth of the feature. A way that I think that would be interesting is actually introducing it into a new dynamic event. One of the big things you might be wondering is what sort of ships should we expect in 2023? Well, firstly, we had the Santok Yai, the alien medium fighter, the brand new Crusader Spirits, announced at the most recent Citizencon, the Hull C, with which the new cargo refactor and possible implementations could drastically alter trade gameplay, the Origin X1, Origin's answer to the Dragonfly and Nox, the long-awaited RSI Polaris, and the Lynx, plus likely several unannounced vehicles in the pipeline. Now, it's very important to note that just because these ships are being worked on doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be released. But a couple of these, the Lynx, the Santok Yai, even the X1, I think it's pretty likely we're going to see those released to playable this year. My optimistic take is that we'll probably see maybe 2 to 4 of these ships before Citizencon, in addition to likely 2 more concept ships. One thing that's flown under the radar for a lot of people is the idea of new ammo types. Right now, CRG are either working on or planning on working on a couple of ammo types, namely Plasma, Flak, Incendiary, and something called Disarray ammo. It's something the devs have been talking about for a really long time, as really in Star Citizen right now, all we have are energy weapons and ballistic weapons. We are still waiting to see if tasks get added from some teams. However, of what's already planned, it all seems to finish around June. This could bring in a big opportunity for a combat update when they release Pyro. As well as will make Morphologist extraordinarily happy that he can now shoot those A2 bombs out of the sky with his flak ammunition. Another very long-awaited feature, Bounty Hunter version 2, is on its way, maybe. We still don't really know what's actually going to encompass Bounty Hunter version 2, or at least we haven't gotten a really in-depth description of it. All we know is that it's going to get rid of god markers, most likely, so big fan of that. I expect that if we do end up seeing Bounty Hunter version 2 and it doesn't get pushed back again, then we're probably going to see it really soon. There's still a lot of tasks to be done, it seems, but we could see it as early as Q2 2023. Next, we have some of the coolest things that CRG have been putting out within the last couple of years, which have been dynamic events. The first year it was introduced, we got Xenothreat, Ninetales Lockdown, and Jumptown version 2. And in 2022, we received the crowd favorite Siege of Orison, as well as in 3.18, an update on Jumptown. But now as we're reaching Pyro, I think it would make a lot of sense to have some sort of bridging dynamic event. Kind of similar to the way that for a lot of MMO expansion releases, people will do a 2-week long event. We know that CRG are working on a lot of events. For example, we know that they're currently working on Xenothreat, making it able to deal with the salvage mechanic as well as the new 100-player server counts, which we didn't have last time that event ran. So I think we'll see a big Xenothreat update as well as a brand new dynamic event that will lead us into Pyro. Goodbye, Port Olisar. And as the last thing that is going to happen in 2023, we have Citizencon. And this time, we're back to live for the first time in 3 years. Announced by Sandy Roberts a couple of weeks ago, we know that it's going to be in October and it's going to be in Los Angeles. So hopefully, I can see you guys there if I can make it there, because there is a lot of people in this community that I really want to meet, because Star Citizen really is the best community around. And that's everything I expect from Star Citizen in 2023. Your opinions may completely differ to mine, so let me know in the comments below what I got right, what I might have missed, what you think was absolutely outrageous. Look, I know, Pyro is always 2 years away. And if you like the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to get notified every single time that I upload some of those really, really cool Star Citizen videos. I'll see you all in 2023, the year of the Citizen. Hey, reinforcements! I've never seen it happen! I've never seen reinforcements, even in 3.17. Bro, this is actually... I love it! Ah! I'm so happy! No! I'm so dumb.